Ladies and gentlemen, hey there, folks. How are you doing today? So, what the video we're going to watch today and during this live, you're going to see something, and hopefully, many Democrats do too. And they absolutely hate that this happened. They absolutely hate the way it happened, how everything worked out. You know, the scripture tells us that all things work for good of those that love the Lord. And we're going to be talking about Kennedy, how he dropped out, who was behind him dropping out and joining the Trump team. We're going to talk about the genius of Trump's kids from Barron Trump to Don Jr. Now, as soon as you're in, please do me a big favor. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed with bell notification buttons on and leave me a comment. I really love reading your comments. Let me know, what is the thing that you are most excited about the Trump presidency and what he is going to do. Now, before we continue, I got to give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's live and the channel overall, and that is VERITY Metals. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't like the Fed. I don't like big banks. This is where constitutional money comes in, gold and silver. Matthew Geiger, the owner of VERITY Metals and my good friend, he helps the Patriot community save and protect their IRAs, 401ks, their retirement plans, and cash savings through physical, constitutional, biblical gold and silver. And you can get free silver when you tell Matthew that Vlad sent you. So go to veritymetals.com or call him 480-717-9081. Links are down below in the description. He'll take real good care of you. Now, let's continue. By the way, this is a great a great gift for a friend who's a patriot, who loves gold, silver, American currency. This is a real 1 ounce American silver eagle, less than $40. Great New Year Christmas gift. Let's continue. We're jumping over here to Twitter, and we're going to watch this video of Don Jr. explaining how he got Kennedy to back his father in the presidential race.
I'm the guy that sort of negotiated that deal.
Oh, yeah?
You know? Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I saw what was happening. And so, it was sort of like he was running as a Democrat, and all of a sudden and then the second it was like, well, now he's an independent. You could see him sort of boosting, trying to split the Republican vote. And listen, I'm from New York City.
Yeah.
I had a lot of Democrat friends. A buddy of mine, business partner, former Democrat, Omid Malik, was, best friends with Bobby's son, or really close friends with Bobby's son. He's like, Don, like, I know Bobby a long time. Like, you guys would get along great. Like, we're both sort of into the outdoor stuff, and he started sort of setting up some back channel conversations, just tight group. Because what they would do is, if more people know, someone would leak it, and then the media would try to create the division, right? They'd figure out a narrative. They'd try to break it up so that alliance could never happen. I was like, as a father of 5 young kids, as a father who sort of believes in a lot of these aspects of health, and not a fan of sort of some of the institutionalized way these decisions are made, both from the ag side in what's going into our foods, as well as sort of the forced stuff.
So think about this. Kennedy leaves the Democrat Party, runs, and it's an independent. Don Jr. sees it and contacts Kennedy's kids, who Don is friend with, and says, hey, how about you talk to your dad? I talk to my dad. They should go together. Instead of splitting the vote, let's come together. Instead of just my dad wins the White House, if my dad wins, that means your dad wins, and he can implement his MAHA agenda, MAHA policies. MAGA, MAHA, together, baby, we did it.
On the, on the big pharma side, I said, like, let's start talking. Let's figure this out. It was clear, like, hey, Bobby's, like, we got to the point where, like, I like a lot of what you're saying. You're probably not going to win, and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we get together? The things that you actually care about, like, why don't we give you a seat at the table? Like, let's make that happen.
Right.
Like, and so we started having that conversation. I brought in Susie Wiles, my father, obviously. We sat down and just basically didn't tell anyone till it was announced.
Wow.
And
so
then
it was in the works for a while.
Oh, yeah, I probably worked it for a couple months.
Oh, wow.
Just think about that. Don Jr. was working to get his father and Kennedy Jr. together for a few months. So while we thought they're running against each other, he's a third party candidate. And don't forget that Kennedy would take more votes away from Trump than from Joe Biden or Harris. Yeah. And just thank God that Trump has such smart kids. Number one, Don Jr., because he did this. Number two, if it wasn't for their youngest son, Barron Trump would not have gone on the podcast like Joe Rogan and everything else. He would have been going to CNN, MSNBC. Let's not forget, Trump is almost 80 years old. So he's still, in his mind, legacy media is how to reach out to people. But it was his sons who were working backdoor deals, giving him advice. So on one hand, we have Joe Biden. Let's look at his kid, crackhead, doesn't pay child support. His brother dies. He gets his ex-wife, who's now a widow, hooked on crack. Great job, Joe. You raised an angel. And the media covers it up. Oh, Hunter Biden, it's just drug problems. He's a dirtbag with or without drugs. Well, the other ones are businessmen, businesswomen. They are helping their dad. They are clean. They're clean shaven. They're involved. And you know that Hunter Biden literally cannot make a social media account because he gets laughed at? Yeah. If you want to know something about a man, look at his children. Look at his children.
I spoke to his daughter-in-law for a while. Again, we got along great. And at first I was like really skeptical because I was like, half of me is like sort of just the attack dog, right? So it's like, if they're running against me, it's like, when you're a hammer, everything's a nail, right?
Yeah.
Even though I like sort of a lot of what he was saying on the food side, I was like, well, if it's still against us, it's against us. I got to fight. Once we started having that conversation, it was really fast. I was like, man, like this guy's going to do better than probably anyone else I could put it, or my father would put it HHS or FDA or whatever it may be, right? And my father agreed with that too. And we're like, let's fight together and let's just take this back. So what I love is, same with Tulsi, by the way.
Yeah.
I'd sort of, same friend, same thing. It was like, hey, because again, former Democrat, former Hillary donor, saw the light, saw the nonsense, came on board, became a really good friend of mine, late, I guess, 1920. And was just like, hey man, like I have these friends, like I think you'd actually get along with them great. And we just sort of made that happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is so awesome. I mean, it's a blessing to have kids like that you're running for president and they're doing where they can actually see things that you don't see. And they give you good advice. And like he even admitted there that there was a period of time where Kennedy or his father Trump didn't even know that Don Jr. was behind the scenes talking to family members of Kennedy, trying to be like, hey, you talk to him, I'll talk to mine, let's come together. What if our dads worked together? Amazing. Before, I want to keep this one short and simple because we all got things to do. Christmas is almost here. But I want to show you one more thing that's going to make you very, very happy. Donald Trump's transition team seeks to pull us out of the WHO on day one. Swift exit would remove global health body's main source of funds and damage its ability to tackle emergencies. That's what they say, tackle emergencies. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump wants to leave the World Health Organization on day one. Thank God. And you know how this news came to be? Why Trump now wants to pull out from the World Health Organization? Because of Speaker Mike Johnson's horrendous, horrible, garbage 1,500-page spending bill that didn't go through. In that spending bill were several things when it comes to the World Health Organization. Number one, more funding for the World Health Organization. Number two, we would fund biolabs all over the world that the World Health Organization would be working in. Number three, if there was funding and there were bylaws where we would give so much power to the WHO that if within the next 4 years, 2 years, within the next 2 years, if a worldwide pandemic broke out, we would not be a sovereign nation. The World Health Organization would control the American people and the American government. They would tell us what to do, how to do it, when and where, and for how long. Now, Trump wants to pull us out of the World Health Organization on day one. Kennedy also hates the World Health Organization and wants us to do nothing with it. This is amazing. Amazing. We need to leave the World Health Organization. You want to know my take? I think we need to leave the World Health Organization. We need to get out of NATO. We don't need NATO. NATO needs us. NATO never helped the United States. It is always the United States helping NATO countries. We pay to protect. We protect them. We pay to protect them, and they won't even buy our natural resources. They go to Russia. So we protect them from Russia. We also pay to protect them from Russia, and they go to Russia and buy their gas, oil, and natural resources. Yeah. So they are funding the military that we are protecting them from, and they don't even pay their bills. We need to get out of NATO. We need to get out of the World Health Organization. We need to get out of the World Economic Forum, have nothing to do with it. We need to leave the UN. Do you know that the United States funds 27% of the entire UN budget, but we only have a 1-seat vote just like everyone else? So if a country, an African country that pays 0.5% compared to our 27% of the entire budget, when it comes to voting and seat power, they have the same exact as us. Same, 1 seat, 1 vote. I'll poke you in the eye with a pen right now. Don't come around here and saying, hey, you pay 27%, but you get the same power. If I'm paying in the country after us is only at 6%. The second country after us, I believe it's Germany, 6%. We pay 27%. It is ridiculous. We got to stop funding we need to be isolationists for a decade. I think America needs to be isolationist for a decade. Get out of wars. Get out of all these World Health Organization and all of it. Say, screw you guys. I'm going home. I got nothing to do. 1776 2.0. Kind of financially, though. Just leave. With that being said, I wanted to keep this one short and simple, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to keep it. This is it right here. Again, a big shout out to Verity Metals. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for an awesome Christmas gift or a New Year gift, Silver Eagles, Gold Eagle, this is a full 1 ounce Silver Eagle, less than $40. Great gift for a friend. Links down below in the description. They do IRAs, 401ks. That Matthew Geiger, the owner, great friend of mine. He's amazing. Contact him today. Also, you can ask him about your self-storage IRA options. That's right. Nobody else in the industry offers that. Subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up. I love each and every one of you. Merry Christmas.